Hey friends, the Powwow guy here. It's the last night of summer, and I couldn't be more happy. Usually I love summer. I'm kind of a summer baby. I was born in early August, but this year it was just, I don't know, as I get older, these drastic temperatures really just don't feel that great to me. So I thought this summer was overbearingly hot, overbearingly humid, and it was, and it rained a lot, so we got a lot of water. So I'm not sad to see fall coming tomorrow. I'm like 50. The older we get, the more cranky we get when it's too hot, too cold, whatever. Our bones ache, etc., etc. So anyway, I am glad we got a lot of uh, moisture this summer because with us moving into fall, it's tricky to get those beautiful leaf colors. And I know there's a lot of mystery, like how come some years the leaves are beautiful and gorgeous and colorful, and some years they're just kind of black and like blah. Uh, there's a lot that goes into. There's a lot that's required. A lot of circumstances need to be met in order for the leaves to be these gorgeous, vibrant colors. So first of all, you have to have a lot of moisture in the summer, which this year we did. So the ground is still very much saturated. So moisture in ground, box checked. Now, as the days start getting shorter, it's important if we want colorful leaves that the daytime hours be sunny and warm and the nighttime be cool. We're kind of there right now. We're in the 70s to low 80s and sunshine during the day. At nighttime, it's dipping into the 50s. So check and check. But that needs to maintain itself. Now, what happens there is that because there's less sunlight, there's less chlorophyll to keep the leaves green. So they start producing these other pigments of color, like reds and purples and oranges and yellows and such. Um, that's what we want. We want those warm, sunny days. Not hot, not oppressively hot. Please, no. Let's just stay like comfortably warm, like 70, and then nice, cool nights. Uh, those are the ideal conditions during these waning daylight hours to make the leaves beautiful. So here in South Central Pennsylvania, we don't we're starting to see a few changes right now, but really October and sometimes even into November. Like I said the other day, our summers are getting longer. Our autumn is getting a lot shorter. I can remember as a kid going for tricks or treats, at Halloween, and there being snow. Now kids are going for tricks or treats, and it's like 80 degrees. Uh, it's hit or miss still with Halloween. I mean, to be fair, about 10 years ago, we did have snow the day before Halloween. I remember because it knocked a tree down in one of our trees in our yard. But, and I also know like last year for tricks or treats, uh, I was cold out in the front porch. But the year before that, when I took Josani out, we were both sweating. So it's like, can we just have like actual autumn weather? Who knows? So anyway, that's what's going on. The Farmer's Almanac predicts that this fall will be cooler than normal and also wetter than normal. I'm not surprised about the wetness because we've been getting a lot of rain this year. Um, so I guess pretty soon Pennsylvania will end up being like a tropical zone. I don't know. I don't know how that works with global warming and like glaciers melting all over the place and falling down and water raising up, whatever. So I might live on beachfront property in like 20 years. I don't know. Might be tropical here. But so we're getting cooler than normal, whatever that means. I mean, cooler than normal is probably like what fall is supposed to be. So let's hope so. Fingers crossed. I'm over the heat. Um, anyway, I'm done complaining about the heat like the old man that I am. And let's talk about moving into autumn. Okay? Autumn is a time when people are just kind of feeling spookier. It's a little darker, but there's definitely that tinge of like magical and occult energy in the air. Uh, People are more interested in like horror movies and haunted houses and ghosts and haunted hayrides and such things. We're just feeling kind of creepy at this time of year. I don't know. It's just the way the human mind works. We can tell that nature is on the wane and it's like dying. Like if the whole year and cycle of seasons was one day, we'd be entering the evening. All right, the hot sunny day is over, and now we're winding down into the evening. Um, that's autumn. It is the evening of the year, so things are getting dark. We're starting to like go inward a little bit. We're moving into the houses. We're eating comfort foods and such for dinner. Um, but ultimately, we're preparing for bed, sleep, rest, death, which would be winter. So the autumn is that time, that dark time. Okay, the sun is setting. Things are getting dark. Shadows are moving in. So we naturally start feeling a little creepy, weird. Um, so in that spirit, I thought it might be fun for the beginning of fall. Well, not fun, but yeah, I guess fun, but also important to talk about protective charms. I have, I always say, I'm surprised that I can even come home from work and enter my property. I have so many protective charms and talismans and amulets and powwow things going around this property that it's a wonder anybody could even come and visit me. But let's talk about a few of the simple ones, things that you can make yourself. And I just want to point out that some people like to write and draw things themselves, like the paper talismans and such. My handwriting is rubbish. It's so bad I can't even read my handwriting. And when I try to write, my hands shake. It's bad, 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 bad. So I like to type things on a computer, but this is a really common one, the Sator square. All right, there are some debates on the meaning of the Sator square. The most logical meaning is that it is the Latin verse Pater Noster, meaning our Father. Pater Noster, put into the form of these like anagram. Okay, so it's like Sator, 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 all the way around. Okay, and then Eripo, Eripo, Tenet, Tenet. Okay, so you have whether you're reading across or up and down or whatever. Now, some people have tried to translate this into like actual, and it means like the farmer works in the field with a plow, something along that lines. That doesn't make sense. It's not to be translated that way, in my opinion, because it's clearly a word puzzle made from Pater Noster, our Father. So this is protected because these things, historically, demonic energies and evil entities and devils and such, they're cursed to be drawn to these things until they solve them. They're like puzzles. So they can't get past it unless they can solve it. And until you can get a devil or a demon to say the Our Father, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, they can't get past that. All right? So that's why it's protective. I have this tattooed on my body. This is everywhere in my house. It's all over the place. It's on fence posts and everything. But you can hang this up. It's just a piece of paper. You can carry one in your wallet. You can, tuck it in your pocket. You can put it on the wall, put it in your car, bury it in the ground, tape it to a window, tape it to all the doors in your house. You can scratch it in the dirt. You can write it on your sidewalk with chalk, whatever. But it's protective, and it works. So I definitely recommend this. It's very simple. But again, it's the Pater Noster. It translates as Our Father. And that means you recite the Our Father in order to get past it. So there you go. Now I also like Brock bags. I have two that I started making. There's nothing inside them just yet, but I put things on the Brock bags. A Brock bag is just like a little linen pouch that you put herbs in for their specific uses. Like this one is a reduction charm. You can see the abracadabra, how it reduces itself. A lot of times used to reduce sickness, illness, fevers, and such. But now what I'll put in here is wormwood. And wormwood has the spiritual property of reducing power, taking something away. So with a reduction charm, with wormwood, and this will be under my back porch, this will effectively help to reduce any person that comes that crosses that comes into my home, if they have ill intent, this will reduce their power to harm me. Another one I like to do, these are general protection. I don't know if you can see that. My marker wasn't really working. It's the Ilig, Elohim. It's protection charm. It means holy, holy, holy Lord. And I'll put protective. What I'm going to put in here is Solomon's seal. That's very protective. It's a root, so you just want to like grind it, crumble it up, and you put Solomon's seal in here, and Solomon's seal is very protective. You just pull that string tight, and this you can carry with you, or just tuck it away somewhere in your house. So that's two other options you have, is the brow bag. Another thing that I like to do, which I've talked about this many times, is, again, wormwood. I'm in love with wormwood. Now, in my jar of wormwood, I keep, let me see, I have like 2 bits of chalk in there, red and white. Generally, the white I use for healing, and the red I use for protection. So now because they're absorbing the properties of wormwood, you can go outside on your sidewalk or whatever you have, or on your porch or on your floor if you have wood floors or whatever, and dry your protective charms in that chalk. And they're already imbued with the power of wormwood, which is curse breaking. So if the illness is caused by a curse, it will help break that, or if you need protection from a curse, it will help negate that hexcry from the witch. Another thing you can do, take your Bible, read Psalm 91. Go in every room and read that psalm. All right, it is a protective psalm, very powerful. But I found that it's best if you go into every room. By every room, I also mean hallways, bathrooms, whatever. If you have closets or whatever, go into there, read that psalm. Get that psalm spoken into every corner of your house. Here's one that I came across actually just today in a grimoire written in 1849 called Groat's Worth of Wit for a Penny by J. Hallowell. All right, this 1849, he wrote this charm. This will protect from ghosts, but it will also protect from witchcraft, monsters, demons. So basically anything like paranormal, supernatural, occult. It protects from all of that. Now this is in Latin. I will not attempt to read this out loud at all. But you copy this 4 times on paper, okay? I'll hold it up here long enough you can like screenshot this. Okay, so you want that 4 times. Now I just typed it 4 times. See, I have 4 slips of paper with this. And you bury these at the 4 corners of your property. It protects your property from ghosts, primarily. From witches, from monsters, devils, demons, anything like evil with negative intent and such. Another thing about this charm, though, is that if you are being plagued by a ghost or plagued by a witch or whatever, this charm ensures that you will always have the power to discern who it is that's affecting you. So if you had this on your property and there's like this ghost, this gives you the power to know who that ghost is that's trying to get at you. It gives you the power to know who is the hex that's sending this stuff to me. It allows you to discern that information. So I'm really fascinated about trying this out. This is, like I said, I just learned this one today. It's new to me, but I'm looking forward to it. I guess that's really it. One thing I wanted to say is that somebody recently said to me, like, they did this. It's off topic, but I just want to throw this in here quick. Somebody said that, they can't find any evidence of Christians practicing magic prior to like the 1900s. Which one thing I just want to put out there, if you have any doubts or whatever, I mean, there are plenty of books, plenty of grimoires and such that you can find. But maybe for a little fall project of yours that you could read, it's called the Cambridge Book of Magic. It was written in the early 1500s, so about 500 years ago. During the time when like the Reformation was beginning and such, and it was like a very tumultuous time for people, especially like these like the church and the scholars and there were a lot of magicians came out of this time, and a lot of occultists and what they called astropharmacists, like astrological pharmacists. I don't know what they were called back then, chemists and alchemist. That's the word I'm looking for. So they really like this was like such an exciting time for this. But I want you to look up the Cambridge Book of Magic. You can find it online for free on Scribd, a PDF or whatever. There was a translation of it done back in 2015. You know, that's an example of the kind of magic that people were doing 500 years ago in Europe. You'll find it's very Christian. Uh, so there is evidence of Christian magic. There's not evidence of anything else, so that people might think there would be. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to get you prepared for fall. So get your protective stuff ready. Yeah, read the Cambridge Book of Magic. It's actually really good. They were, you know, some of those Christians back then were doing necromancy. Creepy stuff. So yeah, it's a good time of year to read about Christian necromancers. There you go. So that's all I have. Bye-bye summer. Happy fall to all of you, and I hope you have a great season. And just keep watching. I'll be making more videos, and I hope you have a good night. Love you all. God bless you. We'll talk soon.